What is up, everybody? My name is Charles, and welcome to the third part of the Moving Forward arc. We're almost done with this arc, and this is going to be a quick video, as best as I can, and the way I would do this is by doing a little bit of stop takes, so I can try to basically try to make it a little bit more easier for you guys to actually watch my content and make sure you guys can stay up to date what the heck is going on. And this is the latest video to check on, and yeah, so let's get right on to what I'm going to end up talking about. So what we're going to end up talking about is something that I needed to kind of like get this out of the way, if that makes more sense. And it's something that has been happening for the past as of recording this video, it is already almost at the end of March, and soon we're about to get into April, and based on the video that is going to be uploaded, is the other half of April that's about to be happening. So, yeah, just keep that as aware. For something like this to happen, from last year, I want to reiterate from the third video from the Moving On arc, and it's talking about trustworthy, friendship, and history. And I'll reiterate it again. What does these three have in common, basically? Trustworthy, friendship, and history all essentially work together in a sort of intertwined way, and the way how it works is that history is history. Basically, anything that's happened in the past that you make up from the very beginning till now is what you have. And trustworthy, you have to be careful who you trust and who you essentially pick it. Or pick anybody, you know. Not pick it, what the heck. I'm sorry. Based on this recording, it's going to be out of whack, but yeah. And then you got friendship. Friendship is actually very important out of the three. Well, all three of them are important, but the biggest one of the bunch is friendship. And the reason why that's the case is, like, if you've been friends to somebody for longer by 5 years, man, things really start to hit you. And like, you have a best friend that you know that you haven't talked to for a while, and yet you have other shit to get through, you know, that kind of sort of thing. It's basically that. But with friendship, what it does is, like, you stick together by not causing any problems as long as you don't do a big old mistake, if that makes more sense. I don't know why I did that. That was weird. But yeah, that's essentially what those three are. And now we are about to get into the other three topics the other three terms that I want to talk about. Sometimes there's actually two more terms that can conflict the third term. So if that really is kind of somewhat confusing when we get there, I'll try to make it a little bit more easier for you guys to understand. So for this video and topic of the thumbnail that you guys are seeing, this is the opposite of friendship, trustworthy, and history. And the way how these work is that you got favoritism, you got evil, and lastly, racism. And yes, I'm going to go whole full-on high note on this one. And why talking about these three? Let's start with evil. I think it's the easiest one out of the three, but there's some two more intertwining right here based on the evilness from it. One is essentially money. It's in the category of evil. It's not essentially about revenue or any shit like that. It's basically for those people who I'm not gonna refer to based on specific person, but I'm gonna classify them as people who are higher than anybody else. And we're talking about the rich people, okay? And put it this way, half of those people that we all seen, they are not bad people, but the ones that we are seeing right now, based on what the hell has been going on, I just don't understand what the hell they are doing. But essentially, with the money, they use the money for something else actually, and they use it for not for good. They use it for evil, if that makes more sense. Sort of, sewn away, but that's how I believe it. I don't know. Everybody else can able to agree with me on that, but who knows? After this video is up, I don't know. But like, that's one of those pieces that can go intertwine with evil. And then you got narcissistic. Now, being narcissistic is a sad reality for those who I'm referring to, but being narcissistic is basically you only care about yourself than no one else. As for somebody who has grown up for 18 years, essentially we're about to get into the final moving forward arc, and I will reiterate it after this video. But keep this in mind that it is really sad. It's really it's not good for mental health reasons, and it feels like you got this on your own. You don't need anybody, but in reality, you kind of need to, because you don't want to be left out and being all like a grumpy pants, like, I don't know, hella neighbor, I guess, from the game. I don't know. There's more examples of those type of characters, but yeah. But at the end of the day, that's what's intertwining with evil. But mostly the main part of evil is you just don't care about anyone besides yourself, and you want to destroy things. And that's what it really sticks out as being a villain, basically. And that's what evil is going to be part of. And villain is actually another part of that too. So it's actually 3 intertwining with evil, if that makes more sense. Then you got favoritism. This is a huge one, by the way, because favoritism is always going to be around, no matter what year, what time, or what month it is, or what day. It's essentially, favoritism has always been around for so long, and yet after a while, for those who are picking the favorites of their own kind, or their own favorites out of the entire thing, sometimes it will start to die off, and you start to like do not care anymore, and you just basically yada yada yada. That's really what's going on with everybody else that I know of, because everybody always picking favorites and all that shit, and all of a sudden I'm like, why? So to me, I just honestly don't care, but I still kind of care, because I still care about the things that I do. But there's some stuff that I really don't care about in that regard. But going back to favoritism, why is all this related to favoritism? Well, that's because you got people picking the people that are favorite over the other. That's another thing. That's what I've been seeing, even though it's a good thing / bad thing. It's either or. And the problem that I'm seeing is there's a lot of people that we are seeing based on anywhere. I'm not going to say news in this particular regard, but I'll say anywhere, because it makes a lot more sense. And it's not great. I'll tell you that. It's not great at all, due to what the hell is going on. Especially what's going on with the YouTube update that's everybody's been going around about. It is about the YouTube ad system update, and a lot of creators, including myself, do not like it. I tell you this. Basically, in a sense, what favoritism means more to that regard. If you want to take it as a good example from WWE, you got Vince McMahon, right? Everybody knows who Vince McMahon is, right? He himself does not like what the fans want. But then you got Triple H, which is basically his son-in-law that everybody knows. He's one of the great wrestlers, and he's now the head of WWE. He likes the way how the fans want. Basically, what fan they wanted to talk to, they ended up suggesting things to the WWE of itself, including Triple H, to do something good in a sense, I can't speak. What the heck is going on? In other words, essentially, oh my god, Vince McMahon is the one person who does not like what the fans want, and then Triple H likes the people what they want. In a sense, I kind of said that wrong. Essentially, Triple H likes the ideas what the fans want, basically, and that's what favoritism does in a sort of way. And now we're about to get into the most controversial topics of the entirety of history, but is also everywhere. Like, between back then until now, it's still going up to this day, and I completely despise it. And oh my god, it's racism. Why do I do, basically for myself, why I am so despised on that? Well, because everybody keeps on talking shit to one another based on their color and all that shit, and I'm like, can we all just get along? Absolutely not, due to what the hell's been going on, essentially. Everybody keeps on blaming one or the other. Everybody thinks that this happened instead of what the actual thing happened. It's called the false cause, false cause in effect, including post hog. I think that's what the name is for the fallacies that I've been learning about. Especially with ad hominem, which, that's a bad thing about that fallacy. Then you got the red herring. For those of you who don't know, who are younger than everybody else, fallacies are bad arguments, and I keep on seeing that so much. And one of the recent streams that I did back in like January or February, or between January to March, I'll say, there's this YouTuber named Heisey. He explains about these YouTubers or these fans who are highly against one thing that makes no sense to them, and to us it makes sense to us about the things that need some differences. Essentially, we want to make some differences to make it a little bit more better, or not, depending. And the thing is, this one dude who, which you have to watch the stream again. On what I'm going to talk about. It's going to be in the link in the description. It's about this guy named Ranting for Vengeance, which is a bad name and stupid name. I'm not gonna lie. And he has his dad named MM's. I forgot the name of it, but it's in the link in the description, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And yet this. Okay, so this dude essentially is basically racist. I'm going to say, and he talks about, basically doing some negative comments like a thumbs down onto the people that we know, from celebrities, content creators, and Twitch streamers, anybody you could think of. Everybody's a celebrity at this point. It doesn't matter if you're a YouTuber, streamer, and all that. Everybody's a celebrity on one end. But at the same time, he disrespects the people that we all know and love, and it's kind of stupid. Like, the reason why it happened, because from the previous movies or shows or the comics, you gotta meet that. This is why I'm very education. Well, I can't speak. Oh my god. This is why I am so very educational, but not as everybody else higher than me based on educational purposes, or yada yada. But the thing is, you gotta make sure you check things within the internet sometimes. You gotta need to check from people that you know and all that stuff, and see if it's true or false, and yada yada yada, wherever you fill in the blank. And these guys keep on making up things that is not true or false, if that makes more sense. And makes no sense. And the ranting too. This is why that fallacies is a good topic to kind of to look over on, especially if you're going to be a senior next year after I graduate, if that makes more sense. And it's really, really difficult for for those to may understand it. So there is a lot of videos that talks about fallacies. Make sure you watch those videos to understand about the fallacies, and even through the internet if you search them up. And I think that's it. There's nothing else for me to say. Those are the three opposite terms of the positive of the friendship, trustworthy, and history. And the opposite of that, it would be racism, favoritism, and evil. Sometimes it would be villain. Damn it, what was it? Oh, money. That's another one. And then there's this one more which I completely forgot. My future self, while editing this video, wouldn't be able to know. But yeah, it's narcissistic, Charles. You get it right. Other than that, this is the end of this video. This is the quickest one I ever done, by far. Soon it's gonna cut down a little bit, and yeah. So this is a quick talk. This is a quick discussion about this. All right. So the two final clues is one. What is the behind of my creativity? And yes, it's gonna answer within the in the final video of the moving forward arc. And the final question is, why are my family members always helping me with tough times? And how I managed to get here, basically. So that is it for this video. Hope you guys are able to enjoy it as much as I do, especially with the fact that we're coming down to this very, very, very close dynamic thing that's going to happen. And even after I graduate, it's going to be crazy in the next few months after I graduate, if that makes more sense. I don't know. But yeah. So other than that, I want to say this. Thank you guys so much for watching. And again, based on the link in the descriptions, make sure you check those out. Like I said, from the very middle of the video. And other than that, I'll see you all in the final video of the moving forward arc, I meant to say. And as always, stay fresh.